We will be using brown, light yellow, green, red, and white clay. And really the only tools we're going to need on this one are the needle tool, the end of your paintbrush, and a garlic press. And we're going to start by making a log, and just press it down lightly. Don't flatten it. Please don't flatten it. Still have my cold, sorry. And we're going to make a slightly tapered log for the body and press it on. Again, don't flatten it. I'm flattening it a little bit. Don't make it really, really flat. In fact, you can even make it fatter than I've made it. We're going to make 4 logs for the legs and make them all about the same size. There we go. Through the magic of editing, you didn't have to watch me make all those. And when you put them on, kind of make it look like he's walking. And press on those legs. And I like to have all the legs touching. It makes the piece much more stable. Now you'll see I'm going to have all the legs touching. And I know this really isn't the way a giraffe looks, but it's just kind of whimsical and fun. And I made his head look a little bit like a camel's head, which I don't know why I did that, but later on we will be doing a camel. Not a camel, a giraffe. This cold has my brain addled. We'll be doing a giraffe, and I'll be doing it much more realistic looking. Sorry. Now blend in the top of those legs to the body. Just blend the clay in. We are doing a lot of animals this month. We've done a penguin, now we're doing a giraffe, and we will be doing teddy bears. And then we're going to be doing the American eagle head, which is really a fun project. It looks much harder than it is, but I think you'll enjoy it. All right, now make sure you've got all those legs touching. And now you will see the head I put on the giraffe. I rolled a ball of yellow clay and shaped it into kind of an oval. And yes, I know, he looks like a camel, but that's okay. Overall, he looks like a giraffe. And here we made a rope, put it on for his tail, blend it in. There, see, blend it in. Make sure it's nice and tight. You don't have to worry about blending the front legs in too much because we'll be putting the garland over that. Well, I think he still looks like a fun guy. And I did forget to make his horns, so if you want to do horns, just roll little brown logs with like nubs at the tops and add them to the top of his head. Giraffes have funny looking little horns. If you look at a picture of a giraffe, it's just like they come straight out of his head and have like a little, I call it a nub, I don't know what you call it, but okay, now we're rolling a rope, a brown rope, press it on very well, and then we're going to use the needle tool to texture it and make it look like almost like a brush. It's kind of got that funky hair on there. See? And we're not really going for realistic here. I mean, Everyone knows this is a giraffe, but it's not a realistic looking giraffe. It's just a fun giraffe to hang on your tree. This would actually be a fun one to do with the kids also. Now we did a teardrop shape for the ear, and now use the needle tool to make his mouth. The knitting needle. You can use the needle tool to make the nose too, but I have to tell you, get yourself a knitting needle. It really is a wonderful tool to have, and not expensive. You can probably find them at Goodwill store, any thrift store. Now I'm just kind of making an indentation where I'm going to put the eye, and we're going to roll a white ball for the eye. Let's see how long it takes me to get the right size. First try, okay. And then, of course, the little black dot. And then I'm going to make some thin little ropes and just put them on for the eyelashes, top and bottom. Well, they're not eyelashes, eyelids, excuse me. And blend those in. You don't want to see any lines. You just blend it in. Then we'll put a little more hair on his forehead. Now you see I was trying to make a horn. It didn't quite come out. And the horn wouldn't be yellow, it would be the brown. We're going to do random dots all over him, and you're going to add a piece to his tail, and you're going to texture that with the needle tool, kind of make it look like a brush. And like I always say, if you don't want to listen to my voice talking, just turn off the sound. I'm sounding a little rough on this month's videos because I have a bit of a sore throat and a cold. Not too bad, but it's enough to affect my voice. Now, if you don't have a garlic press, you can do the wreath by just rolling a long rope of green and folding it over and twisting it, but not smoothing it out. Putting it on kind of rough around his neck, and then just texture it with the end of your paintbrush, and it'll resemble a garland texture the end of the tail, make it look like looks kind of like a brush. Now I have to say, if you're going to do anything at all with polymer clay, there are two things you really need, and that is a pasta machine and a garlic press, especially if you're making ornaments. A pasta machine, I think, is an absolute must. It helps you condition your clay, it helps you roll out thin sheets. Oh, so much you can do. You can make blends. And there. I just press it in with the knitting needle to make sure it's on very well. And then we'll do some little red balls, berries. On the giraffe, I put like 3 in a cluster. And then when he's baked, I painted on little white dots, 3 in a cluster, to match the berries, the 3 in a cluster. Now when you do this for the hoofs, don't cut all the way through. Just like do the top half of the clay. And when you paint them, you can actually paint the bottoms brown or black, which I didn't do that, but you can do that. And of course the blush before you bake. And put a little bit of blush in his ears. And that's pretty much it. Put in your hook. Remember, always put in the hook. Bake according to the instructions on your clay, and you're good to go.